Hey everybody, today I wanted to talk about the detune sound on the original PitchFork pedal from Electro-Harmonix and investigate whether it's a chorus or a micropitch or maybe a little bit of both, and hopefully this will give you some information on how to get the most out of it. So what is the difference between a chorus and a micropitch? These are very similar sounding effects. They both make a signal sound a bit thicker by adding slightly altered copies of the signal. The chorus does this by modulating the delay and pitch with a repeated cycle. Depending on the setting, the LFO pulse can be quite obvious. Micropitch uses statically fine-tuned dual pitch shifts, one up and one down. It sometimes uses modulation and delay too. For the listener, micropitch can be a cleaner or shimmery sound, and chorus is often described as watery or lush. The more subtle these effects are, the harder they are to tell apart. In my head, they live in the same bucket. Dimension C probably lives there too. Reductively speaking, chorus is the quintessential 80s clean guitar sound. Micropitch is Eddie's guitars on Van Halen's 5150 album. So on the pedal, let's start with the blend at 100%, the mode switch in the middle position for dual, and the shift knob all the way down to D for detune. This is a looper playing clean. And now with the pedal engaged. So in the past, I've always thought of this sound as the pedal's chorus setting, and it's a pretty extreme setting. We don't have speed or depth controls like on most chorus pedals, but we can tame this in a couple of ways. The first way is to turn the blend knob down. This really just makes the original signal more pronounced, but it does appear to soften the effect. Down by a quarter is still quite forward. We're just introducing the dry signal back in. Down to halfway is pretty nice and balanced. Down lower than that, it gets a bit lost. Until you turn off the pedal and compare it with no effect. This is a great trick to use if you're turning down the level on any effect. Another thing we can do is kill one of the voices by switching it out of dual mode. Let's put the blend knob up past halfway and try up and down mode settings. These sound quite similar, but not identical. It sounds more open, and there's less of a thickening effect, but we still get that feeling of modulation. If we turn the blend all the way up, so that the dry signal is gone, suddenly there's no modulation. This makes me think that we're hearing micropitch, which is not a big surprise. This is a pitch shifting pedal. So where did the modulation we're hearing come from? We only hear modulation when there's two or more voices. Because these voices are so close in pitch, we hear them beating against each other. This is not an uncommon phenomenon. On synthesizers with multiple oscillators, it's common practice to detune one of them to create movement and a thicker, wider, more alive sound, just like this pedal is doing. Sometimes when tuning your guitar, you can hear two strings doing this if the pitch difference is in that range. So why doesn't it sound like micropitch? Well, maybe it does, but it's just a more extreme setting, and that's why it sounds kind of squashy rather than the shimmery sound I have in my head. We need to measure it and see what the pitch variation is. So I set up a test where I play a G note on the guitar and it goes into a splitter. One side is the direct signal and goes straight to the audio interface. The other side goes through the pitchfork. Blend is at 100%, so it's just effect, single voice mode, and then goes into the interface. I record the two signals on separate tracks and measure the pitch of each with a tuner. Even if my guitar's out by a couple of cents, I can still calculate the pitch difference. I tested for both up and down, and it looks like it's 17 cents each way. According to legend, the magic eventide micropitch sound is in the 7 to 10 cents range on each side. So at 17 cents up and down, we're nearly double that. So is that too much pitch change to still be called micropitch? It's still less than 20% of a semitone, or in other words, that's less than 20% of the pitch change moving one fret up or down on a guitar. I think it is micropitch. I've read some bits and pieces saying up to 30 cents is acceptable. Others have said that plus or minus 50 cents is the limit. We're way below both of those. I do wonder if it's a missed opportunity that they chose 17 cents as the default here over, say, 10 cents. Luckily for us, we can tune it down to the range we want with an expression pedal. I'm going to use this as my expression pedal. It's easier to show you what I'm changing and to make tiny adjustments on because it's got a massive knob. I built this myself. It's not very technical. I measured and marked with some tape where it's at about 9 or 10 cents. Let's start with it all the way down. And it sounds just like no effect. There's a little bit of travel, and then it just starts to bloom, probably around 5 or 6 cents. A little bit more and it suddenly sounds a bit sweeter. It's gorgeous on a clean guitar sound, and this is just mono, so guitar, pedal, amp, and you're sorted. Considering we're comparing this to the sounds from rack gear that was absolutely going for stereo width, I think this sounds amazing. If we keep turning it up, we can hear that modulation creeping in. And then the pitch variation becomes more obvious as we get closer to the maximum setting. I definitely prefer the 7 to 10 cents range. It sounds much sweeter to me, but it really depends on what you want to use it for. Absolutely explore this and use it how you like it. And in that spirit, if you think 17 cents is not enough pitch change, let me show you one more thing. Let's change the shift knob to -2nd. Set the mode switch to dual mode, and this is called Deep Detune in the manual. It's pretty wild. I can't measure the pitch on this because it's only in dual mode. It sounds like it's less than a half step or a semitone, but it's more than detuned 17 cents. Now you can use an expression pedal anywhere in that range. It's totally not my thing, but it's there. So in conclusion, if you have a pitchfork and an expression pedal and you want to try out micropitch sounds, now you know how to do it. It sounds good on clean sounds and on dirt sounds. Absolutely a great flavor to have in your sound palette. Now that I know how to use this, I'll definitely be using it more. I hope you found this helpful or interesting. If so, please click the like button, subscribe if you want to see more. Comments and questions are always welcome, and share with your friends. Thanks for watching.